All right, let's talk about one of the most incredible corporate comeback stories of the year. We're diving into Siemens Energy, a company that not too long ago was navigating some really deep trouble. But in its 2025 fiscal year, it didn't just turn things around, it shifted into a whole new gear of aggressive growth.
I want to start with just one number, 201%. I mean, wow. That's the insane surge in Siemens Energy's stock price over the fiscal year. That's the kind of thing that happens when a company doesn't just meet expectations, but absolutely blows them out of the water. It's a huge signal that investor confidence is back, and back in a big way.
So the big question is, how on earth did they do it? How does a company go from needing government help just to stay stable to suddenly announcing its most ambitious growth targets in years? Well, the answer is this fascinating mix of hitting home runs, riding some massive global trends, and wrestling with one major lingering problem.
And if you want to understand just how massive this turnaround was, look no further than the profit. Profit before special items just skyrocketed from 345 million euros to over 2.3 billion in 1 year. That's not just a little bump, it's a total reinvention of the company's financial health, all thanks to higher sales and some serious operational discipline.
And this number? This is the bedrock of their newfound confidence. 138 billion euros. That's the company's all-time record-high order backlog. A backlog that huge gives them unbelievable visibility into the future. It basically means that something like 85% of their revenue for next year is already locked in. It's like a giant war chest of guaranteed projects that supports their entire growth plan.
So where did all this cash and growth come from? It wasn't just one thing. The success was really powered by two absolute powerhouse divisions that were just firing on all cylinders, tapping into some of the biggest trends shaping our world right now.
First up, you've got Gas Services. This division had a year for the history books. It pulled in over 12 billion in revenue and nearly 1.6 billion in profit. But get this, on top of all that, they actually grabbed the #1 global market share for gas turbines. Demand was just surging, especially from places like the US and Saudi Arabia, partly because they need to power this explosion in data centers.
And the second engine? That was Grid Technologies. It had an equally incredible year, with over 11 billion in revenue and an even bigger profit of almost 1.8 billion. And the main driver here? You guessed it, the AI boom. Sales to the hyperscalers, we're talking the big tech giants building these monster data centers, more than doubled to over 2 billion euros. They're literally building the power grid for our digital world.
So here's the most important part. This success isn't just a fluke. It is perfectly timed with these massive global trends. You've got the crazy energy demand from AI, the worldwide push to electrify literally everything, and the fact that our old power grids desperately need an upgrade. It's a perfect storm of demand for exactly what Siemens Energy sells.
But, the story isn't all sunshine and record profits. While those core businesses were absolutely booming, there's another part of the company that's a huge problem. It's the Achilles heel in this otherwise amazing story. And this table just lays it all out, plain and simple. While gas and grid were racking up billions in profits, the wind division, Siemens Gamesa, lost 1.3 billion euros. It's almost like you have two different companies under one roof, and it really shines a spotlight on the #1 challenge they still have to solve. So what's the deal with the wind division? Well, it's getting hammered by three big issues. There's still a ton of pressure on its onshore wind business, it's costing a fortune to ramp up its offshore operations, and it's getting hit hard by US import tariffs that are just crushing their margins.
Now, management is being very upfront about this. They've set a crystal clear target: get Siemens Gamesa to break even in fiscal year 2026. This isn't some quick fix, it's a multi-year turnaround plan. And honestly, its success is absolutely crucial for the company's entire long-term vision.
Which, of course, brings us to that long-term vision. Because they're feeling so good after their 2025 success, the company isn't just playing defense anymore. They are doubling down and setting some seriously bold new targets that show a major shift from just stabilizing to really going after aggressive growth. And just look at how much they're raising the bar for 2028. The target for their profit margin is jumping from a range of 10 to 12% all the way up to 14 to 16%. And they expect revenue to grow in the low teens, up from just high single digits. That is a massive vote of confidence in their own future. So, how are they going to get there? Well, the roadmap is pretty clear. Step 1, and this is by far the most important one, is fixing Siemens Gamesa.
After that, it's all about keeping the incredible momentum going in gas and grid, continuing to ride those huge energy transition tailwinds, and of course, executing flawlessly on that massive 138 billion euro backlog.
You can really hear the confidence from the top brass in this quote. They're basically saying their whole strategy is built on two things. They believe the powerful market trends are here for the long haul, and they're betting on the operational fixes that they've already proven they can make. It's a plan built on both outside opportunity and internal strength.
Okay, so let's wrap this all up. The final verdict on Siemens Energy right now is a story of incredible, undeniable success, but one where the stakes for the future are just as high as ever.
I mean, this timeline really shows you just how fast everything changed. They started the fiscal year relying on government support. They ended it by bringing back their dividend for the first time in 4 years, getting out of that support program early, and announcing a super ambitious new future. What a whirlwind journey back to the top.
So if you're going to take away just a few key things from this, here they are. First, this turnaround is legit, and it's being driven by the gas and grid powerhouses. Second, the company is perfectly positioned to profit from huge trends like AI and electrification. Third, and this is the big one, the entire future growth story hangs on whether they can fix the Siemens Gamesa wind division. And finally, investors are clearly all in again, thanks to that dividend.
And that really leaves us with this final thought, which I think sums it up perfectly. Siemens Energy has pulled off the turnaround, a massive achievement. But now, the longer and maybe even harder journey of transforming into a true high-growth leader for the long run, well, that's just getting started.